Yeah, go ahead. But like, you see it a couple miles away, and then it just never hits you because it all breaks up.
Gotcha. We should do this show totally straight. Not even like crack a joke, just only info.
If the mics weren't hot, I was going to set it up as just like a, The View.
I'm Whoopi.
Yeah, because if you're trying not to be entertaining or funny,
you're Joy Behar.
Just emulate The View.
I don't know if they're both still on that show.
You can be Meghan McCain.
No, I want to be Whoopi.
They're all.
Am I allowed to do that? She was in Ghost, right?
Yeah, with
how do we get back to this?
The Swayze man?
The last time it was me mentioning Swayze.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Sorry for the technical difficulties today. Some things happening behind the scenes here, but we have made it. We are here. And listen, we do what we can. We want to get this out to you guys. And we got basketball today. So no matter what, despite all of the issues prior to us going live at 10:20 Eastern time, we are here talking basketball. Dallas Mavericks hosting the Golden State Warriors, down 0-2 in the series. Back at home, though, I'm Dave Loughran, at Lofty_D on the Twitters, LOUGHY_D for those of you podcast listeners. Joined by one Joshua Engleman, at Josh Engleman on the Twitter machine. How you doing, pal?
We'll see. We'll see. Anxiety-filled day today. Got the Premier League title hanging in the balance. A little nervous. We don't control our own destiny, however. We need some help. Okay. So all I can do is just sit back, relax, and pick up a W.
Tell you one thing, hot as the Dickens here the past couple days, man. Hot as the Dickens.
79 today here.
94 yesterday. I had 2 outdoor parties. Today, going to be 92 again. Yeah, it gets rough. Gets rough around there. But actually, it's going to be 71 tomorrow. We're talking about near career highs up here in the Northeast. When you were here just last week, it was
career
beautiful.
Highs? Wrong way to talk about weather, man.
All-time highs.
My Mother Nature's career has been a doozy up in Pennsylvania. I was going to
say, lengthy career. The Tim Duncan of weather. Well, it is weather. It doesn't work.
Whew, you're knocking this one out of the park.
Yeah, well, you've put me in a precarious situation. I feel like I'm under pressure today, given the restrictions on our allotted time.
I mean, look, there were no pressures 22 minutes ago.
No. Plus, I am admittedly never good on Sunday mornings. So
but you didn't have to qualify that with a particular day.
That's just par for that's just par for the course around here. All right. Welcome to you guys. Happy to have you with us. I know you may have had trouble finding this. We had an earlier stream. We had to cut that. I was actually just on that. And well, hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up, even if you are disgusted by us. You just sickened by the fact that we are late today. Still show some love. If you like this type of stuff and you're hanging out on a Sunday morning, subscribe to the channel and hit join down below if you want to. Get some free super chats each month, custom emojis, sweet badges, and we'll always prioritize your questions and comments along with our Discord members. And you can gift them now too, Josh. Memberships, pretty sweet stuff.
Everybody loves a gift.
Everybody loves a gift. All right, Golden State, Dallas. We're going to get straight into this because we are short on time today, but that's all right. Fortunately, we only have one game to talk about, and you guys are hanging out regardless. Warriors, Dallas. Dallas 2.5-point favorites. At home here. So 218.5 total, just out of the gate. We're not going team and team. We're not going Warriors and then Dallas. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Starting with Luka, how much is there really to say about him other than is Luka the guy that you need to play at captain, or are there some other good captain spots? Because he's pulling 31% on DraftKings in the captain.
I mean, it's a twofold answer. He is the guy that's most frequently going to be the optimal captain. It's not close. Him versus any other individual is miles and miles apart, but more than half of the time, he's also not the optimal captain. So yes, you need to play Luka a lot at captain. That's probably going to be a cash game scenario, more so, well, not more so than a GPP, but certainly more so than a GPP. And I mean, I think he's the optimal captain even more frequently than our current ownership. I had him at 39% coming out of my sim. That still means 61% of the time it's not him. So yes, lots and lots of, look, Luka is unquestionably the best play on the slate. I have him 20 fantasy points clear of Steph Curry. You just kind of got to play him always. The only way that he's not really in an optimal lineup is injury or 40-point blowout.
Man, I just sneezed and had to look down to see if something shot out.
Ooh.
You know, those we're good.
Oh, I straight down, you mean?
Yes. You got, I mean, that would be embarrassing if it just went straight onto the camera lens.
I thought you meant like you sneezed and like, you know, you did something else.
I shit myself.
Yeah, you never know. Or, yeah, you know, sometimes they feel good.
Sneezes always feel good. It's just weird because when you sneeze for that brief second, the world comes to a halt, right? Yeah. Everything around you stops. It's just so you and that sneeze.
We have friends and their kids in town today. And yesterday and the day before, but that's neither here nor there. Their 7-year-old was sneezed like 3 times in a row. It's like, how great is sneezing? And you looked at him like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard anybody say.
It's not dumb. It's not dumb. It's enjoyable.
Like, buddy, it's so invigorating.
It is a wonderful feeling. Now, when you've got bad allergies and you can't stop and it goes on for like 30 minutes, that's different. But a quick, rapid fire of sneezes and then you're good. I welcome it. Just not on shows.
We got through, should Luka be the captain before we were already on to how great are sneezes?
It's not good, man. It's not. He last game though, they had a nice lead in the first half. Yeah. And then ended up just getting, I don't want to say, well, they did. They got routed in the second half, just in the sense that they got both quarters were so ugly. Luka was still dominant though. 42, 5 and 8, 3 steals, a block, 38 minutes. At what point is Kid just going to start giving him 45 minutes?
I don't know if he can handle it just because he has to do so much offensively. I think there's probably like an upper. Up. Yeah, well, he's always banged up too. I think there's probably like an upper bound for him of like 42. I don't think he can squeeze too much out. But look, you're down 2-0. You don't really have much of a choice now. If it's not today, then it's not at all. I mean, basically, you don't expect them to win 4 straight. So, yeah, would I be surprised to see Luka go to 40 minutes today? No, not at all.
Is Curry your second favorite captain option? I know obviously it's okay. So that's what I was going to say. Obviously on paper, a lot of times people would look at it and say, obviously it is, but at the same time, is it smarter to take a discount if you're not going to Luka and get to some of these mid-range guys and then really be able to load up? Because I would rather just pay for Luka if I'm going to one of these top tier guys.
Yeah, I don't particularly like Steph at captain at 11-4. I think he's just a little bit too costly for what he normally provides. We know what we get out of Steph's ceiling games, but unfortunately, my second favorite captain is Jalen Brunson, and that shows in the ownership. He's at 9%. Like he's one of the more higher owned captains at this point. 8,400. I think he's got a good price tag to get himself into that captain spot. But the guy that I actually like from Golden State, and unfortunately, Antoine Murphy said it before I'm going to be able to say it, but it is in my contenders video, so it's on paper already, or digital paper at least, is Jordan Poole, 6,400. And I think that he just has a little bit of minutes upside that unlocks a bigger ceiling. The way that I described him on the contenders video, he's very self-fulfilling today at that salary. If he's playing more, it's because his shot has already gone in. Or there's a Steph injury or a Clay injury or something along those lines. But Jordan Poole for the past 4 games, 20 minutes, 24 minutes, 26 minutes, 28 minutes. If you want to round up and say 29, that's fine. I think there's upside in his playing time, even still, if you need it. And for him to the only thing that he's going to be doing well, it's not like he's going to have a lockdown defensive performance and that's why he's out there. If he's getting extra run, it's because everything that he's putting up is falling. And at his price tag for today, which is a crisp 6,400, he can very easily become the optimal captain. And with that price, you can very easily pair him with Luka at 13-6 still. So I actually like going to Jordan Poole. Thank you, Antoine Murphy, for saying that before I got a chance to say it. If we would have got out of that sneeze discussion, I would have got there first.
Yeah, I thought it was a viable conversation. Maybe I was wrong.
That's fair.
Kevon Looney, I talked about this on Friday. I was just saying that I don't really think there is at 4,800 a better value option or even close to Kevon Looney on that.
How do you feel now?
What's up?
How do you feel now that he's 7,200?
That's where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
But I'll be completely honest with you. Like, I'd still rather have Kevon Looney over Dorian Finney-Smith. Finney-Smith is 66. I would. Dude,
Crazy.
I mean,
you're crazy.
I'm not though. I'm not
crazy.
How am I crazy though? Dorian Finney-Smith is a terrible fantasy point per minute guy. Terrible. He's like 0.7.
Oh, I don't know about terrible. Terrible is an exaggeration.
Okay. He's not good. He's not Tony Snell.
Yeah, he's well below average.
Yeah.
Well, like, you can't say terrible and then have Reggie Bullock on the team.
No. But Reggie Bullock's a lot cheaper than Dorian Finney-Smith. I don't really no, not anymore. Last game he was 1,600 less than him, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't see that now. I would still rather have Kevon Looney. I mean, Kevon Looney's just shy of a fantasy point per minute guy. In the postseason, he's like 0.99 or 0.98 DraftKings points per minute. So if I'm getting, 28 or upwards of 32 minutes for him, yeah, last game it's tough because Draymond Green once again in foul trouble, fouled out that game. But if I'm getting, pretty much locked in 28 minutes from Kevon Looney, I like him more on a showdown site. Call me crazy, but DFS has done, Dorian Finney-Smith has done very little and Reggie Bullock to impress me.
I'll take the guy that's locked into 44 minutes today in Dorian Finney-Smith. I think he looks really good today. I like him more than the current public in terms of getting him in the flex. Came out of my sim at 48%. I feel the same way about Maxey, who I assume we're going to get to. I'm shocked to see his ownership. I think that's the biggest gap of everything that we have right now. But I can't get over the minutes. It's so much easier for Kevon Looney to not play as much as you want him to. And it's basically impossible for Dorian Finney-Smith to not be playing 42 to 46 minutes today. It takes so very little for him to be able to get into an optimal lineup that I have to lean towards Dorian Finney-Smith. Looney at 7,200, you need everything to go right for him to get into an optimal. There's no wiggle room there now. Not at that price tag.
No, but Dorian Finney-Smith has just been awful. So
sure.
I mean, I don't think it's as crazy. I don't think it's as crazy a take as it's being made out to be. Kevon Looney's 0.98 fantasy DraftKings points per minute in the playoffs. I'm just using the playoffs to get an idea here.
I got him at like 1 point something. So yeah, either way, you can call it a fantasy point per minute. You're
okay.
Good.
Yeah. Dorian Finney-Smith is 0.65. So yeah, he's getting more minutes, but I don't really see why Kevon Looney's minutes are that volatile. Like, I don't see him getting less than 28 minutes again. I see no reason why with how well he has played. He has been fantastic. Game 6, he played an integral role in them winning that game because he had 22 rebounds. Not saying he gets 22 rebounds. I'm saying this team has struggled to rebound. And it was Adam that said on Friday that Draymond Green and the team were the ones that were saying to start him. Like, they were telling Kerr and the team to start him. So petitioning, you could say, to start him. So I think you're getting at least 28 minutes from Kevon Looney. We've seen it now in 3 straight games. We saw 35, 28, and then 32, benefited from Green foul trouble, but that's only because the last 4 minutes. So why would he get less than 28 minutes?
Well, that's easy. We're on our way to Dallas for game 3. Obviously, the more games, the better for the NBA. Here are the percentiles of Kevon Looney's foul rate over the past 5 seasons, starting far away, ending up in this season. 29th percentile, 22, 27, 28, 28. Kevon Looney could be off the floor in 2 minutes in this game in foul trouble.
Come on.
He just can. That's real. That's real. He is not great at avoiding fouls, and we're moving back to Dallas, not in Golden State. home cook calls are a thing. I'm nervous about his upper bounds of playing time.
That's fair. But Draymond Green's foul trouble in the postseason has been considerably worse than Kevon Looney. So you could also see Looney get more minutes because Draymond Green's in foul trouble again.
You could see both of those guys in foul trouble and a little bit more Kuminga today, and I wouldn't be shocked. Now he's going to get beat like a drum, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's possible. Look,
at 7,200, you don't have space to be wrong any longer.
Oh, I totally agree with that. It's just with Dorian Finney-Smith, I would rather play for the ceiling when it comes to Kevon Looney. That's all I'm saying. I don't really think Finney-Smith has much of a ceiling whatsoever.
I don't care about it.
Okay.
I mean, when it comes to this is going to sound stupid, but like when it comes to ceiling, the only one I really care about is the captain.
Yeah. Someone said, I don't like Looney's price. Neither do I. But I just think Dorian Finney-Smith is, a walking nothing.
Who do we have projected for more fantasy points?
I'm sure Finney-Smith.
Yeah, 27 for Dorian Finney-Smith. 24.5 for Looney. I have the gap a little bit bigger than that, but nothing crazy.
But how many minutes do we have Looney projected for?
We've got
Looney so around 28.
Around Dorian Finney-Smith at 38.
All right. Well, we'll see how
I have a similar gap, but I gave slightly more to Looney and slightly more to Dorian Finney-Smith.
Looney has been good, though. That's all I'm saying. Looney's been very good.
None of those guys are the best play that isn't Luka, though.
You're talking about in the mid range, or are we talking value? What are we getting at here?
I think the second best play on this entire slate is Maxi Kleber.
I mean, the price point just becomes a lot more viable now that Looney's price has gone through the roof for sure. And
4,800.
Played a lot of minutes last game.
Now, speaking of foul trouble, that's a real problem for him. That's the dictator here. If Maxi's not in foul trouble, they're trying to play him as many minutes as he can possibly handle. That's their mechanism to victory here. At 4,800, you don't even need to be like really right about his minutes. I believe I gave him 29, but let me just double check. Yeah, I did. I gave him 29. He played 34 in game one, 33 in game one, something off the top of my head. 33. So that's 4 right there of wiggle room where I'm happy to get it. At 29, he's in the optimal more frequently than any other person on this slate for me than Luka. And somehow we have him projected for 29% ownership in the flex spot. I want all of the Maxi as a value play, especially because if Luka's going crazy, you assume the game is competitive and you already have Luka in your lineup. You're naturally going to want to go to Maxi because my assumption, if things are going well for Dallas, is that Maxi has to be on the floor.
Right. Yeah.
Maxi I don't think they succeed if he's not out there.
He played 33 in game 2. He played 19 in game 1.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said in game 1. Okay. Yeah. Foul trouble in game 1.
Yeah. Foul trouble banged him in game 1. And for basically every game in the playoffs where Maxi doesn't play a ton of minutes, it's because he's had too many fouls.
And the problem is, Adam and I talked about this on the deeper dive on Friday for this game. The problem now is that when you start looking at value, in the event that Maxi Kleber isn't in foul trouble, Davis Bertans is playing like 6 to 9 minutes. The only reason he got more run last game was because he had to come in the first quarter with Maxi getting in that early foul trouble, then picking up a third foul as well. So when you're talking about actual value down here, it's heinous, man. Dwight Powell played 8 minutes in that game. He plays like 4 minutes to start the game and he's out. And then you see him back later on and you forget that he's on the team.
He's getting, they need to, I think they're going to stop that today. Just FYI.
Stop what?
I don't think Powell's going to start moving forward.
It's very possible that he doesn't.
They're getting annihilated in his minutes.
They have been, they got annihilated in his minutes in the last series as well.
I would not be surprised now that you're down 2-0. Like it's one thing if you're down 1-1, you might not pull the trigger on that change. But at this point, I would not be surprised to see a lineup change.
You could definitely be right. And okay, Ntilikina played 4 minutes last game. There's a point in me saying all of this. Damian Lee played 5 minutes last game, which is to be expected, right? Like he is not someone that he's not someone that if it's not in blowout run is getting considerable minutes. Same goes for guys like Josh Green. You know, he played 5 minutes last game. There's nobody, and the pricing's only going to get worse as we go along when it comes down to it. Who else is there? Like, who else is there that's going to actually, that we project to be in the rotation? I'm not saying, oh, this guy could sneak in today. I'm saying guys that we project to be in the rotation that are sub Maxi Kleber. If it's, and obviously Dwight Powell and Davis Bertans are guys that might get a few minutes, but I'm talking about in the rotation where you're, you know, getting enough minutes to do something even remotely serviceable.
I don't see anybody. I think Powell looks terrible. Bertans looks terrible. Ntilikina at 25% ownership. Absolutely not. Josh Green. No. Someone in that group is going to be worth something, but I don't think any of them look all that good. And I think they're over-owned at this moment. I'd rather get to the bottom end of Golden State before I got to the bottom end of Dallas, because I think the most likely scenario for Dallas is that they basically go to 7 guys and everybody's playing every single minute they can handle. I mean, honestly, it's basically 6 guys. It's going to be Doncic, Brunson, DFS, Bullock, Dinwiddie, and Kleber, and they're going to play those guys as much as possible. I think we could start to see Dorian Finney-Smith at the 5 if we have to.
Oh, that'll end well.
They don't have a choice. They're running out of options.
They'll get annihilated on the glass. They're already the worst rebounding team in the postseason. They'll get.
Well, then maybe you don't need it.
No.
If you're already really awful, then try to upgrade elsewhere. You can't get worse at the margins.
That I don't disagree with. The problem is that Dorian Finney-Smith is already not a scorer, so you don't gain much from that. You know, you really don't.
Sure.
Like,
but unless just spacing.
Unless you space him out and you're hoping that you can get shots off before a center has to close out on him. But other than that, I don't really know. And somebody said Andre Iguodala questionable. Is he going to play? The official injury report has him as out.
Yeah,
he's out. Well, no, the problem is if you're on DraftKings, right? The official injury report, go to the NBA.com injury report. It'll make your life easier. But on DraftKings, if you go there, if there hasn't been, sometimes they just still have guys listed as questionable. It doesn't mean they are. It's just they throw that Q tag in there days in advance and then don't change it. WS with a super chat. Thanks, WS. The best duo in the biz, my man. And News God Entertainment in chat is priceless. Yeah, News God does not hold back.
If it has no price, it is probably worthless. Just kidding, man. It's a quote from a movie.
What movie?
I hope they serve beer in hell.
Is that good?
I enjoyed it because I really enjoyed the books when I was in college, because I was I was that kind of person.
Yeah.
But the quote is the best.
What,
somebody says something is somebody says something is priceless, and the dude's just so grumpy. He's like, if it lacks a price, it is probably worthless. And the girl just looks at him like, I can't talk to you any longer.
I kind of agree with that.
I agree too.
Yeah. And El Negro Logo gifted 5 memberships. Hey man, thank you. And to everyone that got one, you can thank our boy El Negro Loco too. And hit that thumbs up too. I know he came in late today. There was nothing we could do, unfortunately. That's just the way it goes. Also, Underdog Fantasy, sponsor of the Awesemo strategy show. They got some great stuff going on, like the 25K Eastern Conference Clash again tonight at underdogfantasy.com or the App Store or the Google Play, so wherever you want to do it. When you sign up, deposit for the first time, they will match your deposit with the promo code Awesemo up to $100, AWESEMO. It's sick over there. They got the $10 million fantasy football best ball contest up. They got props over there, contests that you could do. They have the snake drafts for basketball. Everyone that goes over there likes it, and that's not what you could say for a lot of other sites. So check it out, underdogfantasy.com. Use that promo code Awesemo to double your first deposit up to $100. All right. So we got through most of this. We're actually moving pretty quickly. Yeah. Dre's been in a ton of foul trouble, but there's no way he's only playing 28, 29 minutes if he's not in foul trouble. That's been a big issue for him. How else do we want to approach guys like him? And then Klay Thompson, who I will keep saying this. I think Klay keeps getting overpriced when you compare him to the price points of like Dre and Jordan Poole and so many of these other guys way below him.
I don't have much to say on Clay or Draymond. We sort of know what we're going to get there. Clay at 9,200 is wild, but I think the ownership is warranted at 32%. He came out of my sim at like 26%. I don't look at a gap like that as anything other than just basically the same. I got the same sort of story here for Draymond as well. I'm right on that ownership number. If we look at my projection for Draymond, I got him at 32 minutes. I think that's being safe. Now, I think there's upside. There's more upside in Draymond than there is in Clay, because at 32 minutes for me at Draymond, I can get to public ownership. He could play 36 minutes today if he's not in foul trouble. Like, they will do that if this game is competitive. I just don't know if he totally can. So I don't want to go. If I gave Draymond Green the 36 minutes that I would expect him to play in game 3 of the Western Conference Finals, he should be owned more than 28%.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
It's almost a good thing that Dre has played only those few amount of minutes, because if his price is going to be suppressed because of that, there's no way he plays 28 minutes if he's not in foul trouble. There's no way he's not playing 34 to 37 minutes. He played 39 minutes in game 6 against Memphis.
Yeah, it's right there for you. It's the playoffs. You got to remember, foul trouble is meaningless to what you know the game is going to be, and then you've got to deal with it after the fact.
Exactly.
Draymond Green will play as much as he can play every single game so long as he's not in foul trouble. It's the most important games of the year. He's playing 36 if this one is competitive and he doesn't have a foul on him. That's just how this works.
Have you crunched any lineups yet just to see what the optimal is?
Yes.
Okay, so what are you coming up with as the optimal? Now, of course, this is not your optimal tournament lineup, but just to get an idea what it looks like right now, this would be a good way to put a bow on things.
Let me just pull it back up. I didn't have the tab open any longer, but I have it.
Okay. While you do that, NBA Strategy Show is the promo code, all caps, all one word, 50% off the entire month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. Every single sport that's out there on any site, we have content for it, premium content, all of the tools you need, the best tools you're going to find, ownership, top stack, all of our simulation tools for football, baseball, basketball, hockey, golf, MMA, NASCAR. The list goes on. Seriously, I can't think of all of them because there's that many. You get 50% off everything for the entire month. And if you want to get the Fantasy Cruncher add-on, you can do that as well. NBA Strategy Show, all caps, all one word, when you go to awesemo.com/join at checkout. All right, what do you got?
So my 5-man or my DraftKings optimal by 3/10 of a point, 3/100 of a point. Sorry. Jalen Brunson, captain, Maxey, Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Luka, one off Jordan Poole.
Wait, who's the captain?
Brunson.
Is that that's 5-1?
Yeah. So is my second lineup. My third lineup is probably the one I like the most. It's Maxey at captain. You get Poole, Dorian Finney-Smith, Draymond, Brunson, and Luka.
Wow. No Curry, though.
No Curry. Not surprised.
Okay. Any other guys?
I mean, if you're getting Luka, it's really hard to get Curry.
Oh, no question. If you played Luka at captain and Curry, if you played Luka at captain and Curry in the utility on DraftKings, you have $4,500 per player remaining, which is an issue considering Maxey's 4,800 and everyone else below him is going to play 6 minutes or less.
So by locking that combo in, Luka captain, Steph in the lineup, you give up 4.5 fantasy points from my optimal. Luka captain, Steph, Poole, Dinwiddie, Maxey, Damian Lee in this case, but like any $1,000 guy is obviously fits.
Yeah, so it's doable. It's just you're going to get someone that's playing 5 to 7 minutes for sure.
It's doable, but you have to get the $1,000 guy correct.
Right. And
whether that's Damian Lee, Kuminga, Ntilikina, that's not Bertans, Josh Green, Moses Moody. You got to get that $1,000 guy correct and then get the rest of that lineup correct.
Yep. And it's actually not as bad a lineup as I would have thought, but it is. All I'm saying is you will have $1,000 player in there or it will not work.
Correct.
Yeah. All right, man. Sorry to you guys for the late show. We always try and, because we have to get out of here. We have to get out of here, but we do our best to make sure that we give you guys top-notch shows every single day. And well, I think we got everything in now. I think this was solid. I think we got in all the information we need, right? Pretty comprehensive.
I mean, obviously, like Wiggins' status matters. he is on the injury report as questionable. I assume he's playing, but if he doesn't, that creates all sorts of value on the Golden State side.
Yeah, he was questionable for game 2, though, I thought. And
yeah, I don't like, I'm treating it like he's in and I'm not worried about it or anything, but it is a designation on the injury report. So in order to touch on it, if Andrew Wiggins happens to be out, Otto Porter is likely to become very important. Everything I said about Jordan Poole earlier becomes more important. And then I'm guessing Kuminga ends up being the guy that just has to play a little bit more. They just kind of want that sort of body out there, but you might end up unlocking more than $1,000 guy from Golden State.
That would change everything. Yeah,
it would change the entire scope of this slate. And Luka at that point in time would basically become an auto play.
Yes. Auto play.
Because you would just have too many value guys that you will like. There would be no impediment to getting to a 13-6 Luka. Nothing
at all. It'd be, and everyone's going to have the same lineup, but maybe they won't. Maybe you get the right guy that gets those backup bench minutes with Wiggins sideline. But you got MLB live before lock coming up at 12:15 to 1:35 with Aton and Eric. NASCAR live before lock at 5 Eastern with Jason Floyd, Chris Pinnell, and then NBA live before lock. It's a full 1.5 hours. Our boy Emac and Eric Lindquist taking you up and through lock. Follow Josh at Josh Engleman on Twitter, me at Lofty_D. Shout out to our boy Chris Karen for producing today's show. We'll see you back here tomorrow on the Strategy Show. Thanks, guys. Peace.
Let's go Villa.